Yo, guys, it is Olgan G here, back again with another match preview. Apologies, this was supposed to be a lot earlier, but I had to delay it for various reasons. Thank you all for joining. I remember if you're new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, United, and smash the notification button for the latest Manchester United news. This is going to be our United versus Wolves match preview. Now, I was speaking to some people beforehand about doing other non-Manchester United videos and content. I am going to be doing a community update soon, just regarding what with the channel going forward into 2021, what to expect, etc., and just to get a bit of feedback from you guys as well, because I think I'm going to venture into doing a lot more non-United content, but you just need more people. You know what I mean? I just quickly look at this. Shout out to you guys. Adam Talks, shouts out. Kobe, shout out. Good to see you guys. Damian Perez, let's go. Thank you for joining as well. And Rich Sports, thank you for joining in, guys. I really appreciate it. Just remember to like the vid. It goes a long way. And for those who do have channels, Adam Talks Sports and Rich Sports, please head over to their channels, give them a subscription, get those numbers up. It goes a long way. So United versus Wolves, and obviously get your questions in. So I know this is quite late, but I know for those who are watching, if there's anyone who actually even wants to come on, let me know as well. And we'll try and get you on as well. United versus Wolves. A lot of interesting things happening today. Leicester City dropping points to Leicester 1-1. Chelsea also dropping points. I think, to be honest, I don't think Chelsea are going to get top four this season. I don't think they're going to win the title. That's a fact. And I don't think they're going to get top four this season at this current rate. I don't think they've yet to beat a team. I think they're ninth, and they've yet to beat a team that's above them, really. So I would consider Chelsea out of the top four race right now, unless things radically change, i.e. they make massive signings in January, which I don't think they will. Which means that you're left with the likes of Liverpool, City, Everton, United, etc. And that's why this game against Wolves is such a big game for us actually going forward. It really, really is. Oh, shameless plug, which seems starting to stream at 10. Yeah, exactly. Once this is over, because I shouldn't be streaming for really too long for this match preview. If you want to head over to Rich Sports, I'm going to head over as well for the United versus Wolves match preview as well. But it is good seeing a lot of teams dropping points. And if anything, I just want to quickly, just before we go into the preview, show the current Premier League table. Now, this is the current Premier League table as you can see here. Liverpool obviously dropped points thanks to good old Big Sam yesterday, and have got 32 points. Obviously, played an extra game than we have. Leicester City played an extra 2 games than we have right now, got 29 points. Everton, an extra game, 29. And Manchester United, who have played 14 games, that's less than everyone in the top 4 and 20. And for me, that's incredible. It's incredible that we are somehow, yet despite not playing, still in the top 4, and we played less games than everyone else. And if you look at this, if we were to win our game in hand, or certainly if we were to beat Wolves in this coming game, we would leapfrog Everton and Leicester and go to second place, which is an amazing achievement for this club. And who knows what's going to happen, especially when we come across Liverpool at Anfield. Although we have to face a Villa side who are now in fifth place, with just 1 point less than Manchester United with the same amount of games. And that's very, very key. That's very, very important. Aston Villa, who no one seems to be expecting, have played the same amount of games as United, only a point behind us. They may also be a wild card when it comes to Europe as well. Who knows? As you can see, Chelsea, Tottenham, City, etc. in the mud. So it's going to be an interesting. It's really going to be an interesting title race, but it's also going to be a very, very interesting top 4 battle as well. And then Arsenal, I think, are here in 15th, just so that they're not left out. It is what it is. Let's just quickly see some of the comments. Team Takage. Lampard is a foreign awareness, just a German Shane Long. I think that's pretty much established now. I think Timo Werner right now. It was a mistake, really, wasn't it? It was a mistake. It was a mistake. We don't take advantage every time. That is true. We don't take advantage every time this happens, and that's why for me that this game against Wolves, it's again another one of those. We got to win. We got to win. We got to somehow beat this Wolves team. And while I was relatively accepting of the Leicester result, even though we should have seen that game off, we have to win this game. And that's why I'm going to go into this lineup, because I think in particular Twansibi at right back is going to be very key for us in this game, and why we shouldn't rush to play Lindelof or Wan-Bissaka in that position either. Damien Pearce said United should take advantage with other teams dropping points. Exactly, but will we? That is the question. Everyone dropped points by Arsenal. We ain't even on top. That is true. I think if I look at the table, I think Arsenal are with a game in hand. If Arsenal beat Brighton, they'll be 6 points behind Chelsea. So you never know. You never know. I never look forward to as much. Yeah, it's always tight, but that's why I think the team selection is going to be very, very important. I'm going to go straight onto that in a second now, but I'm just dashing through your comments. Havertz, the German Dele Alli. I mean, is that a compliment? That might be a compliment, really. That really, really might be a compliment. But at this level right now, German Dele Alli fits about right, to be honest, because he's been woeful. He was benched today. Mount has certainly been better. Kobe Miranda says, look out for Poland and Pedro. They are very good players. Very, very, very good players. But one of the things I'm going to talk about is that the thing with Wolves is that they don't score that many goals. Poland and Neto are very good players, but don't score that many goals. And even that point that they got against Spurs, which was a good point, it came from a set piece, which is a problem for us because we often concede from set pieces. But I generally think that Manchester United have more goal scorers in our team. While we, on average, have been conceding 2 goals a game, which has been bad, we do seem to be scoring more than 2 goals a game. So I think, and especially going up to the starting lineup, I think that we have, especially being at home and with the players that we have, we need to go ahead and win this game. Most surprised to see Villa up there. Yeah, exactly. I am as well. I am very much well. And that's why going into the Villa game, these next 2 games, we thought the Leicester game was tough, but these next 2 games are really going to be, I think, a good learning point as to where we are as a football club in this season. Leicester, Wolves, Villa. 3 teams that are bogeys. We got a point away to Leicester. We should have probably gotten more. Against Wolves, against Villa, again, are going to be difficult. Villa are going to be at home. I think we got a draw last time at home, and that was when they were playing poorly. This time they look really, really good. They could give us problems. So we really, really, really need to get something out of these next 2 games. If I'm honest, I'm more confident that we can get a result in Anfield, as weird as that sounds, than we are getting back-to-back wins against Villa and Wolves, just because of the way that Liverpool are playing right now. Cavani better start. Do you hear that United are back in the title race force? I'm not going to. I mean, the only reason why people talking about title races is because of what Liverpool are doing. I don't think anyone expected Liverpool to drop points to West Brom at home. So I think the only reason why there's this title race talk is that the idea that Liverpool are just going to run away with the title and just smash every team 5-0 is increasingly becoming a myth. It's going to be a lot closer this year than it was last year. And I certainly think that the United trip to Anfield in the new year is going to be a statement of that. United Man, shout out to United Man, who's now back from the long hiatus. Please head over to United Man's channel and head over to him and subscribe. We really, really appreciate it. Head over to his channel and show him some love. Really appreciate it. Before I get back into some of these comments, let me just quickly go through start going through the predicted 11 right now. And as you can see, let's move that up a bit. There we go. That's better. Okay. David De Gea is obviously going to be in goal. I don't think Dean Henderson is going to come in. I wouldn't be expected to. Unfortunately, with the nature of the virus going on, the City game has been suspended. Now, what that means for the Carabao Cup, I don't know. But my impression, understanding from the rules is that if the City... And that's interesting. And so that's a good point. Maybe I should bring that up before I even go into the lineup, is that City's obviously game has been suspended. I suspect that one of the things that was going to happen was that we were obviously going to play. We're going to play this week, so Tuesday against Wolves. Then we're going to play against Villa. Then we're going to play against City in the Carabao Cup. Then we're going to play against Liverpool next week. 4 games in a matter of 10 or 11 days or something. Not a lot of time. 12 days, sorry. Now that we don't have the City game, I suspect the City game is going to be postponed, because if they've closed all the facilities, etc., they'll need to isolate for somewhere between 10 to 14 days. I don't think we're going to get a bye to the final, unfortunately, but it'll probably be postponed, which is a bit annoying given the fact that, it'll just mean bigger fixture congestion later down the line. But what it does mean is that maybe there'll be a bit more flexibility and a bit more energy going into that Liverpool game, but also for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's picks, if that makes any sense. United will bottle it as per they will draw tomorrow. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I generally would not be surprised if that was the case. For all those who are watching, remember, whether you're watching on Facebook or Twitch, like the page and also like the video and share. Get involved in this community. Shout out to everyone who's watching on Facebook, on Twitch, and on YouTube as well. Takes too long to buy. Did you hear that United back in? I'll be doing a transfer show every so often, and I really, really don't want this. In my opinion, anyway. Sancho is. I'll leave it at that. Wolves are a bogey team. They are, but we did beat them last year. We did. City won though. In the week. Yeah, City won against Newcastle. Yep, they did. Interesting with Villa though, as you said, a bit of a wild card. I thought Lindelof being unavailable probably leads us back into our best. Yeah, I generally think that Lindelof is arguably is better than Maguire in terms of defending. In terms of clearing the ball of his head, it's Maguire. But in terms of defending, I think Lindelof is better. He was part of the Smalling Lindelof partnership that conceded a lot less goals. I think they had the best clean sheet in the season or something like that. So I'm interested to see how the Maguire and Baye partnership. But I think the positive about Maguire and Baye partnership, as you can see in the starting 11, is that it'll mean that we'll be able to go forward a bit. We'll be able to press Wolves a bit more and go out and get them. And I think that's quite important. Tellez and start. I don't think so. Let me do. I'm really liking the setup, mate. Appreciate it. And another shout out to Red Devil Weekly. I always shout out to you guys. Shout out to Red Devil Weekly. A lot of awesome content. Need to get this guy to 1K subscribers ASAP. So if everyone's watching, head over to Red Devil Weekly and subscribe to his channel and show him that support, because we need to get this guy to 1K. Right. Predicted 11. Let's go. De Gea is going to be in goal. No doubt whatsoever. I think, for me, the reports are saying that Wan-Bissaka, they're waiting and seeing. He might do a bit of training. This is not the time to risk players, and there's one criticism I have of Oli is this insistence of bringing players back or playing players who are injured. Lindelof clearly had a back injury. Twansebe and Baye are also injury prone. We need to manage this squad. And he's got to play Twansebe and Baye. If he plays Twansebe and Baye in this game, specifically Twansebe at right back, we did a solid job at right back against Sheffield, to be fair. Then we can go forward. We can go forward. And then by the time we play Aston Villa, maybe Wan-Bissaka can be back, or against Liverpool, maybe Wan-Bissaka can be back. The point is, Wan-Bissaka, to be honest, has played pretty much almost every game at right back for as long as I can remember, and has barely been given a break. So this is a good time for him to get rest and hopefully regain his form, because we need a strong Wan-Bissaka going forward if we're even going to think about getting top 4, let alone challenging for a title. So Twansebe for me comes in at right back. It's Baye, Maguire. Again, you don't rush back Lindelof, who's got a back injury. He needs to rest. Baye is good enough. Baye gives us that recovery pace in case of Maguire, so that helps us a lot. So Baye comes in. Maguire will obviously play next to him. Then you have Luke Shaw. Oh, United man, thank you so much for the great second and great setup. I appreciate it. So you probably bring in and let me know what your thoughts are on the starting 11, or if you change anything. This is actually a diamond. I know some people have gone for the 4-3-3 by bringing in Greenwood in. I personally wouldn't. I would leave that I would start. The point is, I would start with a diamond, but if we have to change to a 4-3-3, then we can. Is the point? So you can take off Matic and bring on Greenwood instead. But I would actually start with a diamond because I think that we need to obviously control this midfield. I think Shaw is obviously your left back option. I think that Shaw defensively is a bit better than Telles, but even going forward, he's good. And you've always got the option again of bringing Telles on. So in this system, I can easily see, right, you can bring on Telles, you can bring on Greenwood, and you can bring on Van der Beek and maybe give you a bit of something else in the squad. You know what I mean? So that's certainly what I would do. Matic obviously plays in that holding role. You then have Fred and Pogba left and right of each other in the midfield. Fernandes is obviously our cam going forward and creating bits. And then most importantly, you play Cavani and Martial. Now, from the press conference, it seems that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has basically said that Cavani, and check out our video on the channel about Cavani United basically extending the deal. I think it was 1 year. We've got an option of year to extend. We're going to extend the deal because Cavani likes it. He likes it, Manchester United. Solskjaer seems to like Cavani as well, the attitude, etc. And I think that's good. Cavani has probably been the best player in that number 7 since Ronaldo's left. That's not saying a lot considering he's filled that shirt, but he's done a good job. He's very professional. He's very dedicated. Knows what to do. And most importantly, he's hardworking. When he's playing, he's always working really, really hard. And that, for me, is very, very important. For me, in this game, the Wolves team, they're going to be very physical. They're going to be very dominating. You need someone like Cavani and Martial in particular, but certainly Cavani, someone to hold up the ball, someone to be in the box. Maybe you bring in Telles to give that crossing ability into Cavani. Who knows? That might help. But you need someone like Cavani in the box. You need someone to be there, to be a presence, to be a threat to those defenders and cause problems. And then I think we can get goals. This is how we win this game. I think it'll be very difficult to... One reason why we struggle with Wolves is because they don't often give us a lot of space. That's why I think this 4-3-3 counter-attack pace with Greenwood, Martial, Rashford, although I wouldn't want to play Rashford because it sounds like Rashford is a doubt, so I wouldn't force him. I would be very... I don't see disappointed, but I could see, as Kobe Miranda says, this game has a 0-0 written all over it. It does if we play a 4-3-3, try and counter-attack with pace situation. Then it definitely has a 0-0 on it. We need to have something different. And I think that part of that comes from dominating the midfield, having good control of the possession, playing one-touch quick football and suffocating Wolves and making sure that at home they do not get the ball. Okay, if we don't get the ball, much like with Everton, and we pepper them and we keep on peppering them, then we'll do bits. And you could argue potentially that we could play, if we play the Everton team, which was I think Henderson, Telles, I think was Fred not. I think Fred wasn't playing. I think you had Pogba, Van der Beek, and then you had Greenwood and Cavani. That also works as well. You could even do a 4-3-3 if you want to play Mata there as well, because I know Mata can sometimes come inside and be creative. That could work if you're going to play a 4-3-3. But I wouldn't play pace football is the point I'm trying to say. Pace football is not going to work against Wolves' team that's going to be very solid, very compact, and is going to utilize every single set piece to cause us problems, is my point. Yes. This is also very much like my friend. I'll be supporting the channel. This is what this community is all about. It's all about supporting each other, and it's very important. And since I started this channel more than a year or so ago now, properly, I met a lot of good people, made a lot of good friends, and really want to see everyone grow and everyone supported. So I think that's very, very important. Adam Talk says we need Cavani. We do need Cavani. Mate, what's the latest on my scheme? It's gone a bit quiet, but it sounds like, and I'll post a video when there's more, when there's specifically more news. But from what I can gather, it looks like personal terms are fine. United, it's basically on the board of United to decide, is this a good deal or not? Should we go for it? It certainly sounds like a Pellistri and Amanda Traore signing, but given the fact that he is a CDM, I think it'd be very, very, very interesting how he's played. I'd like to see him. If we do sign him in January, I would like to see him get maybe a few minutes for the under-23s, and then possibly maybe in an FA Cup tie playing in a CDM role. Because if somehow this works, and this Colombian Casido comes in and basically is almost like our Kante, then one centre back away, and we've got it. So let's see what happens. But yeah, this is what my starting 11 is. Let me know what your thoughts are. Would you put anyone else in? Do you think that a Van der Beek or Greenwood should come into the side? Please let me know. I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. But this is how I feel that we should start. And we can have the flexibility to change it, because I feel that we need to control this midfield. Like Everton, I just feel that a 4-2-3-1 or even a 4-3-3 gives the advantage to Wolves. And I don't want at home for us to give any advantage to the Wolves. We need to control the narrative, and I think we'll control that narrative more so with a diamond. Ecuador. I've got that right. He is from Ecuador. He is. Okay, so everyone's going. Yeah, exactly. It's the work permit, which is becoming a problem partly because of what's going on in the UK right now. I assume, amongst other things. So getting a work permit isn't as easy as it was beforehand. And everyone said, IMAX Football says, great, good lineup. Yep, still above you in the table as well, Chief. Thanks for stopping by. Remember to like the vid, everyone else is watching. So what are my score predictions? Ooh, I've spelled that wrong. There we go. So just as we round up here, what are my score predictions? I'm going to go positive. I generally think that we can probably keep a clean sheet this time. As difficult as it is, I think if we go on the front foot, we can. So I'm going to say a 2-0 to Manchester United. I think Cavani and Fernandes will get their goals. Martial might draw a blank again, but I think 2-0 to Manchester United, I think is a reasonable result against a Wolves side who are going to be defensive. I don't think Wolves... I'd be very surprised if Wolves away came at us. Usually their manager tends to be quite defensive when he's away from home. Not necessarily when he's at home, but certainly when he's away from home. And thanks everyone who's watching on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube, by the way. I think that basically the momentum should be on us to go and deal with this Wolves team. I don't think Wolves are going to come out. They have danger people in Prudence and Neto, but Raul Jimenez is obviously not going to play, unfortunately, because of his concussion issue. So they're going to be without a out-and-out striker. Yes, Adama Traore is a problem, and I think if Luke Shaw is on that side to deal with him, I think Luke Shaw and Twansibi have the physicality now to be able to deal with Adama Traore with that pace and his intelligence and physicality and what have you. But the initiative is on us, and we need to basically take that initiative to beat this. To beat this Wolves side. If I recall, I think this was the first game that Bruno came in and it was a 0-0. So let's hope for a win this time. Last comments before we round up. Adam says, good lineup. I'm going to make a video on Haskins being released, but also 2-1 to United. Okay, fair enough. Kobe Miranda says 3-1. Team Tagage says, predictions for Arsenal match if William doesn't play. I think 2-1 to Arsenal. I agree with that. Mopai winning. And a Martinelli and thingy in goal. That's what I think. Right, guys. So if you need to remember, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, if you're new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devils. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in for this preview show. We'll be back again with a match reaction and various things, community updates. Stay tuned. There's a lot of stuff going on this channel going into 2021. We'll be having an end of year review, and hopefully we'll get a few United guests on to just have a reflection on what's been going with Manchester United this year, and take things from there, really, So let's see what happens. But fingers crossed, Manchester United go and win this game, and you just never know. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers. Oh, sorry, before I forget, I might go 2-1 United, but a clean sheet would be great. Thanks, Rich. And by the way, shout out to Rich. Head over to his channel, 10:30. He's doing a live match review. Check that out as well. Take care, guys.